Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Wall to Wall podcast. You can call me Dubs, and this right here is
Cosmic.
So, before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to like, comment, share, subscribe right here down below if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more. So, today we're going to talk about the whole Brittney Griner situation.
We begin tonight with the dramatic prisoner swap playing out on the world stage today. WNBA star Brittney Griner on her way home to the U.S. tonight, freed from Russia in a prisoner swap for a Russian arms dealer convicted here in the U.S., known as the Merchant of Death.
Yeah, so she was released as it's been in the news for the last few days and few weeks. But a lot of people are upset about this because, well, the controversy is she was traded for a Russian arms dealer. It's like a sports trade or something everyone's comparing it to because she's an athlete, right?
It's like arms dealer, athlete, not really the most equal trade, but there was a lot of push for this. There was a heavy push for the American government, for the US government to do as much as they could to make sure that they brought Brittney home.
What I don't get is that, we see kind of a hypocrisy because so Brittany got caught and imprisoned for having possession of
Hashish oil.
hashish oil, so which was illegal in Russia,
Yeah.
is illegal in Russia. Um, it's legal in the states and Canada now for the most part, not federally for the states, but
Yeah.
in most states by themselves, it's legal. So the hypocrisy is that, they're trying so hard, they're working so hard to
Yeah.
get this athlete out of a Russian prison. Meanwhile, there's other people locked up abroad for longer.
Yeah, like
Uh,
Paul Whelan.
there's other people locked up locally in the States for the same offenses. And Kamala Harris is somebody who's known to have prosecuted minority women for similar offenses. So it's not cohesive. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem logical the way that this was thought out and the priority of Brittany and the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't they, I don't know, put some effort to fixing what's going on, there at home, before they, trade an arms dealer for a basketball player? That's one thing. I mean, let's talk about Brittney Griner to start. This wasn't the first time that she went to Russia to play basketball. This is a common thing especially for WNBA players. They're not getting paid a lot in the US. I wonder why. Maybe because no one's watching, but they're getting paid a lot in Russia. So she knows, okay? She knew that when going to Russia, any amount of marijuana possession was illegal. Not only that, but because marijuana possession is illegal on the federal level in the US, if she took that into an airport, that was illegal.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to leave the country.
So, I mean, there she is, a lawbreaker, breaking laws that she's fully aware of.
Yeah.
Okay. She gets herself arrested and imprisoned in Russia. And then there's a huge push by certain groups in the US to bring her home. Now, why is she more of a priority over people like Paul Whelan? Okay, so now Paul Whelan is a Canadian born United States Marine with the US, and he has British, Irish, and Canadian citizenship. This guy, he seems like an asset. He's worked for his country. He was imprisoned in duty to his country. We'll have to look into that. But where was the push for him to be brought home? Where was the media coverage on this man or many others like him in Russia or China? Where is the push for these people?
Yeah.
Why did Brittney Griner take priority over these other individuals who have contributed to their country? Now, I'm not going to say, basketball players don't contribute to society. I mean, I guess they're entertainment, but can we I mean, are they the same thing? Especially because Brittney Griner, in essence, is a criminal versus um
Someone who served their country.
someone who served their country. Someone who served their country, criminal. Okay, where's this push coming from?
Is it because she's a woman? Is it because she's non-white? Is it because she's non-straight? Is it because she smokes weed?
Yeah, because she's a pothead. I think it's all of these things. I mean, look at what's happening with culture in America, in Western societies. There's this huge push for people in these groups to be accepted and embraced,
Supported.
supported. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be, but I mean,
At what cost? So is it worth
yes.
giving a dealer of death back to a country currently in a war?
Yes. He's called the Merchant of Death.
Yeah.
Merchant of Death? You know, this guy's already doing interviews in Russia, okay? It seems like he's gonna get back to his old ways like that. And I guess Brittney is too, back to dunking hoops. I'm a little behind on my basketball terminology, obviously. But I
I
mean,
thought it could be like a double entendre and there's a little innuendo in there.
let's pretend that's the case. I like that. I meant to say that. But like, come on. So, I mean, I think there's a little bit of that. And not only that, not only does she check all the boxes of someone that, the popular society would vote for.
Almost like a fashion trend.
Yeah. She's really on trend right now, so she's checking all the boxes. So, you know, it's not only that. Um and I lost my thought.
That's okay. You know, to me, my thought is that it's almost like a slap in the face, or the people in power are just trolling us. It's so tempting to see it that way because
Yes.
it's like, is this a joke?
It
Like,
feels like it.
I don't think Brittany's a bad person. She should have value.
Yeah.
She's an American citizen. Uh she's got a
Yes.
life. I support her, but at the same time, if you or I or someone like us,
Yes. So yeah, that's what I was getting at. So when
yeah.
I say not only does she check all those boxes, but in essence, she's a celebrity.
Mhm.
Okay, she's appeared on late night TV talking about her career as a WNBA. Probably was she in the Olympics? Probably.
Probably.
There she is. She's a celebrity. If it was you or me,
Some average chick
some average chick,
smoking weed in Russia.
we would be left there to rot and die. That's what would happen to the average person. But Brittney Griner is a celebrity who checks all the boxes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful mascot.
There you go. There you go. And at the beginning, we were talking about hypocrisy. Okay, it's huge hypocrisy. You mentioned how Kamala Harris,
Vice president.
how she started her career. The VP was locking people away for minor offenses.
Did you say she was a prosecutor and then a district attorney?
Yes, she was a prosecutor and then a district attorney.
In California.
In California. And I think when she became a district attorney, she became even more, hard.
What were you saying? She was like convincing women who were being
Yeah.
prosecuted?
She had a program in place, and I'll post a little bit of information about that right here. But she had a program in place where, as long as I think, especially women and mostly minority women, if they admitted, so if they pled guilty, they would be put in a rehabilitation program. But that would be on their record. And if they completed a rehabilitation program, then they would, I guess, it would be sponged from their record. But they had to plead guilty, and
Sounds like bribery to me.
A little bit, right? The thing is, though, when she became a district attorney, um, some of her views changed. An example of that is her views on the death penalty. She became more conservative in some of her choices. So, still, though, there's this person who put people away, those who didn't plead guilty. She put people away for minor offenses. Okay. We said it before and we'll say it again. Marijuana possession on a federal level in the US is illegal. Before the US can, in essence, criticize other countries, there's a lot to be fixed in their own home.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like any country, you can't
Yeah.
just start throwing rocks from a glass house.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
So if they have their own policies, and we're not in agreement with these policies at all, okay? There are sad cases in the U.S. There's this man that that Joe Rogan mentioned in his podcast. What was this man's name?
Trent B.
Yeah, Trent B. Yeah, we'll just call him Trent B because we don't want to butcher his last name, but we'll post some information about that right here as well. But yeah, Trent B, okay? This man, he was arrested for selling marijuana to an undercover cop. Okay, not great. But do you know how much he sold?
Like less than an ounce.
Yeah, less than an ounce.
So that's like less than what is it? 28 grams.
Yeah. And how long is he in prison for?
Over a decade?
Yeah.
It was 16 years?
16 years. 11 years, okay? 11 years for selling less than an ounce, okay? And then he was on probation for some crimes he did in his youth that he had already served time for. So
15-year-old,
Yeah.
affiliated with gangs,
Yeah.
armed robbery.
yes.
So judges take that into consideration, but the fact that he served so much time and he's still serving time, he's been
He's still-
denied his clemency.
because of his previous offenses. So 11 years for selling less than an ounce of marijuana, and then 6 years for probation violation. 16 years.
How many countless people?
So many people in the US. Even if we get, take away his probation violation, that's 11 years for less than an ounce. And how much time was Brittney Griner going to serve in Russia?
9 years, I believe.
9 years. This is the US on one hand, and then this is Russia.
Right.
This is why we're talking about the hypocrisy.
There's parallels that we're drawing and
Yes.
connecting the dots. It just doesn't seem balanced.
It's not balanced at all.
It's broken. And
Yes.
they're trolling us.
That's all. They must be. They must be.
They just want us to talk about this stuff because the
Yeah.
real things going on, we're being distracted. No, I'm starting to get conspiracy theory, but
I mean, there is a bit of that because there are other people locked away
right.
in other countries.
Can we talk about them in the mainstream media?
Yeah, no. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about celebrity, Brittney Griner, lesbian basketball player.
Just the people who are important.
Yeah, let's not talk about the hundreds, no, sorry, thousands, probably tens of thousands of people in the US prison system for minor offenses.
Yeah.
Minor offenses.
Well,
Let's not talk about that. That's too heavy.
And that's a big project to undertake. If you're going to start trying to dismantle the prison state that they've been trying to build for the last 50 years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a project and a half.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that on another episode.
Yeah. That leads into culture war and inner city violence.
But, I think on another view that just came to me now is, this is a win for the Biden administration, right? Because right now, when you watch the news, okay, yeah, you have Fox News, but the majority of mainstream media is center left. Okay? So this is everywhere. This was everywhere. This news, okay? Everyone was talking about it.
Canadian radio.
So this is a win for the Biden administration. This makes his administration look good. Look, we saved one of you minority LGBTQIA plus 567.
She's important.
Yeah.
She's special.
She's one of you. We saved you.
Love us.
You leftist
Ooh woo.
loving.
Love us. Ooh woo.
Right? Vote for us again if I'm still alive and not filled with dementia. Anyways,
If he isn't already, just a robot.
Basically,
We're
his
getting
handler
crazy.
is-
We're going
I
AWOL.
know. We're going a little. We can talk about Biden another day. We have about like 4 topics to talk about another time.
For sure.
But yeah, this one takes precedence today because, yes, Brittney Griner, for a minor offense, in my opinion, barely even an offense, didn't deserve to be imprisoned. She didn't deserve to be taken away from her friends, family, and community. She didn't deserve that.
No.
And yes, the government should do everything they can to bring her home and people like her home.
Yeah.
But there is a cost.
The cost was high.
And the cost was high. It was very high. And a lot of people are wondering, was it worth it? I guess we're not going to know.
Yeah, but what it should invoke in us as viewers and observers is let's keep asking those questions. What about all these other people?
Yeah.
Like maybe this will wake us up to actually look into these other cases after Brittney,
Yeah.
before Brittney. What's the process? How do we go about these embassy interactions and international Interpol criminal
These
investigation?
negotiations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's keep paying attention.
Yeah, we need to. We need to pay attention for the Paul Whalens abroad and for the Trent B's right here in America. So, I mean, I think we've covered this topic for today. I don't know what more we have to say.
But if you want, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
Especially comment if you have an opinion or a question. Let's
Yes.
get a discussion going.
Yeah, right below. All right. Okay. Well, this is the Wall to Wall podcast, and we are signing off.